Aina has been known for her controversial perspectives about a lot of these beauty brands. And for once, it sounds like the beauty brand is a black owned brand that she has a very strong stance on. And it is caught in the crossfire of all of the discourse about the new Patrick Ta blush. Now, we know that the Patrick Ta blush is getting a lot of backlash, and a lot of people are saying it resembles very closely Juvia's Place, the blush palettes that they have. And in a side by side comparison, they in fact do. Now, we do know that a lot of times these people are probably getting their stuff from the same suppliers. Now, granted, they could very well be in the lab creating their own formulas for things, but visually, the end look is very similar. A lot of people are calling Jackie out because they feel as though she is supporting the larger European brand and not supporting the, while still large, smaller black owned brand. And she has a very strong stance against Juvia's Place because she said that they do not accept constructive criticism specifically from her, and they've disrespected her and a few other black creators. She also said that she will not tell you all not to shop with and or purchase a certain brand or product because that is not her position. She is a person and you will respect her in the comments, and you will not bring Juvia's Place up. She does not even like to discuss them. She then people have been like kind of referring back to, there's a video where she mentioned that L'Oreal was reaching out to her about some type of campaign, and they were using a concept that a black creator had already circulated on the web at the time. And with that in mind, she kind of circled that young lady in and was able to get her a paid brand deal as well as Aina's brand deal. Now, I think the part that is being missed here is that Jackie doesn't understand the magnitude of her platform. And I know that she understands the influence, but I don't think she understands the magnitude. Before we had a lot of people that look like us on YouTube, we had Aina, and I got chicken noodle soup in my teeth. And we looked up to her in so many ways because she was the black girl that was getting the paid brand deals with the larger corporations of beauty brands. And we were so excited for her, and we were rooting her on in ways that I don't think we've ever really cheered for someone at that magnitude. Additionally, we've seen her continue to soar up that ladder, and she was also able to use her YouTube platform to call out brands that didn't have, like, she was, I forget the dark skin creator that is on TikTok that does an amazing job of calling out brands when they don't have a color spread that covers darker skin, and she kind of stands on that hill and doesn't move. As far as I'm concerned, Jackie was that person for the black community completely at a certain point for a lot of these larger corporations. And I think that this is one of those things where you clearly see that they are the same. Visually speaking, they are the same. And with that in mind, perhaps the formulation of it might be different. And then also the Painted by Esther young lady that is also caught in this crossfire, she clarifies that it wasn't her actual technique. It was just something that people knew her for, and that, she never trademarked, stamped, or anything like that, any of this. So she doesn't want to be brought up in this conversation in the way that the discussion is being had. What I think has happened is that the opinions of other people have become the bearing of Jackie, unfortunately. And as somebody that does actually like Jackie, but also thinks that Jackie is wrong in this scenario, I think it was just better to not even mention Juvia's Place, especially when you see the difference here. Now, we obviously understand that there is money included in the alliance and loyalty that you're giving to Patrick Ta. And I think it's also about that conversation around more expensive is implied to be better, but that's not always the case. You could literally spend $50 on the same palette that you could probably get for $14.99. I mean, hey, in this economy, Patrick Ta is for a certain audience and Juvia's Place is for a certain audience. And when you know that your audience is based upon young black women who just trying to look fly with a fraction of the amount of money that you spend it because we can't afford that lifestyle, That's one. But number two, you have to understand that your lifestyle is afforded by the support of people that look like you. And when you piss them off, not to say that you're at our mercy, but you do have to understand that our support is what keeps you going. Now, granted, you always like to live in the air of controversy because you don't mind saying whatever needs to be said. But you got to understand the heart of these people. Now, I also see, Jackie, that you have deactivated your TikTok account. I don't think that's a coincidence. I think that you're trying to do damage control right now. And you'll come back out doing makeup, having this heartfelt conversation about why you should not have said these things. And your PR team is working triple time. And the brands that you have deals with that are pending right now, unless there's a way for them to get out that contract, they're blowing you up to figure out what are you going to do and how are you going to fix this, because your constituents, the people that follow you, the people that have placed you on this platform and pedestal that you're on right now, they will quickly strip you of all of that very quickly. These people are fickle. Social media has taught me a few things. While you saying everything that people want to hear, they love you. But as soon as you say something against what they're saying, you are the worst thing ever. And Jackie, you know that because this ain't your first rodeo. But what I will say to you is I think that it was tasteless and disgusting the way that you decided to defend yourself. I think you should have thought about it. See, what you did was you got on here emotionally speaking, lashing out at people because there was so much emotion in the reaction response to what you did. You had on your regular clothes. You didn't even do it in like a polished way. And what I think you should have done is you should have done it while you were doing makeup, when you already had the time to think about it. You gathered your thoughts, you organized them, you said how you felt, but you positioned yourself appropriately. Marketing 101. So, Jackie, hopefully you stumble upon this particular video when you either reactivate your account or somebody sends it to you because they want you to see somebody that's being like super neutral about the whole thing. Like, I have an opinion, but I'm not trying to attack you, Juvia's Please, Patrick Ta, or anybody else. I'm just stating the reality of what's happening. I'm not choosing a side, but I'm calling out everything that's wrong.